Welcome aboard. My name is Captain Barnes, and this is His Majesty's ship, the Reliance. Now this happens to be a merchant ship, which means we carry cargo. We don't usually carry passengers. Once in a while I'll take a few families with me, and if I do, you'll be living right here in my cargo bay. You see, I do not have any cabins for you, no beds. This is your new home right here. Last time I went over, it took me 60 days to get over. I'm guessing it'll be another 60 days on this trip. I like to take the northern route up by Newfoundland and down the coast. Very safe that way, but a little bit longer. I'm going to allow you to come up on the deck with me probably twice a day. That way you can get some fresh air, exercise, look around, and then I want you back down here. If you happen to be on the upper deck when the wind changes, and I have to raise and lower my sails quickly, there is a slight chance that you may get caught up with all the line on the deck, and you could go overboard. And I cannot turn this around fast enough to come back and pick you up. But while you're down here, you're going to get a lot of good fresh air coming up right down through here. Now, if it starts to rain, I'll put a sail right across there, and that's going to keep out all the water, so you will not get wet. But it also keeps out the fresh air. Now remember, this is a cargo vessel. Down below me, I have some equipment going over to the New World. I also have some farm animals. So, with all the animals down below, and if that is all covered up so no fresh air can come in, Can you guess what it's going to smell like after a couple of days here? Not too good, is it? The water in the big barrels is for drinking and cooking only. Those of you who really use today, what I'll do is I'll take this bucket right here, and we're going to lower it right down in the ocean and come up with a nice big bucket of ocean water. Now we all know that's going to be salt water. I'm sure you've been in the ocean before. Can you recall what your skin looked and felt like when you came out with that white sticky stuff all over you? Well, I'll tell you, my men are not going to scratch for 60 days, so therefore they do not bathe as often as they should. I'll leave that up to you folks. If you have to use the facilities on board my ship, right here, I will allow one of you to have this duty. I'll pick one each day. You can go up on the deck more than twice a day. Get a lot of fresh air. Just remember, keep it level when you climb. I do hope you all know which way is downwind. Print it 3 or 4 times so before you bring it back down, and I'll put it right over here. So you have a little privacy if you have to use it. Young Carpenter came on board this time, and look at this fancy toolbox that he brought with him. He has all the latest tools he claims. So if you should slip, maybe sprain your ankle, you make your pain instructions. If you happen to do more damage, like maybe fracture your bone, maybe break it, he will immediately become part of the medical team. And he'll be the one to administer the anesthesia. Now, you may have a headache for a couple of days, but we'll fix that bone right up for you. That's my codfish there, barrel nuggets, sides of beef. I also have bushels of peas, lots of beans, a piece of fish, and here is a hardtack biscuit. That look yummy right there? With the old peas and beans, fish, and a biscuit. There you go. Yeah, just got this in. Secret recipe. There you go. Peas and beans. Piece of fish for you. And I'll give you a biscuit. How's that look? Pretty good? Eat it twice a day. That way we'll have enough food for one trip. Now, we're going to get going because the tide's coming in. So I'll invite you now to come with me to the upper deck so we can get ready to sail to the new world. Come this way. Right up behind the railings, please.
There's enough rope to remind the man of the gallows.
Now the bacon, 10 bushels of peas.
We've been so lonely married, accustomed to clearance, the harbour authorities, and above all, waiting for a favourable wind.
Saints may talk of patience. Others divert themselves as best they can.
Way anchor!
Anchors away!
2 men about to the foretop to cut the ribbons and let the foresails roll.
Outward bound from England's charge across the mighty
Keep on away, all the way, you're feeling steady. Tell us with the armor.
landing fire and
6 fathoms hard.
as an ocean
Away, all the way, we'll all the way, way all the way, we'll all the way together. Way all the way, we'll all the way, Joe. Way all the way.
What extraordinary prosperous wind. Our captain had planned the northern route via the banks of Newfoundland.
Our quarters are nothing to give comfort. I'm living with an extra ship of swollen ribs, cool pirates.
Ship at sea may well be compared to a brig. Rough boy and careful mother's and which, though it be moved up and down, is not dangerous cold.
we have long stretches of time for such discourse and contemplation.
The weeks marked by seasickness, monotony, boredom, bad weather, and a steadily deteriorating climate.
The ship danced, and many of our women and children were not well, but seasick and lazy and light in their heads, and so could scarce go without falling.
She's weather in the making, Captain.
Loads of pots and buckets. Those that feel the breaking of the valves cast for supper on the decks.
We were imprisoned below for hours. Their lights, cosmological, chests and equipment tossed and broken, and the ship seemed to be out of control.
If we can lose the ship, what care there is to find and stop it? What prayers are we making at such perilous race?
And then a new mood came upon the sea, with a great delay caused by the failure of the wind.
This will fall exceeding heavy on our provisions, the livelihood in New England.
Our supply of water stank very much, and our drink either very salt or thick as pudding.
It was a pleasant thing to behold a variety of fowls and mighty fishes.
What wonder and delight we saw an innumerable multitude of tortoises leaping and playing around the ship.
After weeks of isolation, a new mood ripped off.
The crew became occupied with sounds, and all on board anxiously aware of the approaching shore.
Mariners became alert to changes in the air and water.
We watched for flotsam seaweed and seabirds.
8 of the pies were the first among us to spy the mood of the voyage.
Oh, look at the seagull! Land! I see land!
I hear, John. I know how the savages call it. He'd be reluctant to venture there with the white hills of Hampshire.
Well, we finally made it over to the New World. We have landed at Mason's Grant. This is John Mason's territory. We're going to go ashore now. We're going to be greeted by some very friendly Indians. They'll welcome us. They're going to teach us how to work the land, how to hunt, fish, build our new home.
There was no opportunities back in Kellisburg. When we heard they was opening a new township, the proprietors from granting land to settlers, we figured it was good to do. Mary and me didn't have much money, but we're handy and have strong backs. We're not afraid of hard work neither.
It took 10 days to travel here from down below the Amistad Falls. We traveled mostly on the river in a birch bark canoe. A man can move a much bigger load paddling a canoe than carrying it on foot.
We have 100 acres, more or less. To keep it, we have to clear 7 acres and build a house in 3 years' time. course, we don't have to clear stumps. I made sure of that since we've no oxen, and I can't trade work for stump pulling because no neighbors has them either.
Our first home was a lean-to, built the day we arrived. There's saplings for the frame, and birch bark and evergreen boughs to shed the rain. Pine boughs make a soft bed, and some deer skins will cover the openings to keep the weather out.
I have a flintlock muzzleloader. Black powder and a lead ball get loaded down the barrel with the ramrod and held in place by a cloth patch moistened with spit or bear grease. Aiming careful and shooting clear shots, I can most often retrieve the ball. We try to reuse them because it's a long ways to get lead to cast more balls. Traps are handy for catching rabbit, raccoon, otter, and fox. We blacken them by the fire to get rid of the human scent. The fires kept burning all the time. Besides blackening the traps and cooking, it keeps large animals and black flies away.
We couldn't bring much with us when we came, but we make do. Birch bark and hardwood are good for bowls. Willow makes good baskets and snowshoes. Cord and ties are made from rawhide and sinew.
I think our best crop here is rocks. You pick a rock from the field and two grow overnight to take its place.
There's a small clearing where we can plant some corn, and Will's a good hunter, so we won't go hungry. We'll tan the animal skins for clothing, rawhide, coverings and such. Some furs we can use to trade when we travel to the settlement.
The cabin will be built soon, so as we're ready for winter. Then we'll clear more land and build a barn, maybe even get a yoga box.
We have to set the type up one little letter at a time, independently, to make a word properly spelled. And then we put them up together and we make a sentence properly spaced and properly punctuated. And we have to do this with a mirrored image. What that means, upside down or backwards. It means I've got to be able to read what I print upside down, and I also have to be able to spell words upside down or backwards in order to set them up right. Upside down or backwards. It's a lousy job. Now, any questions?
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Well, make sure you take a copy of the indenture and take $5. That's the easiest $5 you'll ever make. It's only good in 1776. Not good today. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Portsmouth. Where are you from?
Buffalo. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York. Very good. We got somebody from out of New England, I should say.
My good.
Well, good morning. I'd like to talk to you about this press we have here. The press we have is called a common press or a two-step press. It's an exact copy of the one that's in the Smithsonian Institute, which was operated by Benjamin Franklin in 1725. He'll print one copy at a time. What I'm printing this morning is two things. I'm printing 4 $5 script notes for the colony of New Hampshire, and I'm printing a copy of indenture. Now, the script notes in New Hampshire were $5. Every colony, all 13 colonies, printed their own money. They all printed script for their colony. So they had their own treasury. They had no national treasury at the time. And most of the script notes was printed in denominations of English denomination, pound sterling. But In New Hampshire, we did print our notes in dollars. We're one of the first colonies to print in dollars. Now, the indenture notice. If you want to learn a trade in the 1700s, there were no trade schools. You'd have to go out to a master of the trade and ask him to apprentice. And he would give you a copy of the indenture and tell you to sign it. This indenture is like a military contract, which means that once you sign the document, you can't leave, you can't get married, you can't drink alcoholic beverages, you cannot gamble, and all kinds of things you can't do. And of course, as it's signed by the magistrate, if you break any of the rules, you know what happens? You go to jail. Just like a military contract. Same thing. I'd like to show you how Benjamin Franklin started out as a put the paper in to the printing. Paper in for the things they're printing. Goes up to Frisket. Every copy we do is to the ink. The ink is made out of linseed oil, lamp black, and varnish. This particular mixture will not come out of your clothes. So we have to wear black sleeves and black leather apron to protect ourselves. Now what I'm inking with is called ink balls. These are leather covered filled with lamb's wool for resiliency. We use these to ink the metal tight. Now metal tight will not hold ink by itself, which means I have to ink every time I print. If I fail to ink the tight, I will not get a copy. I only get a copy when I ink. Close up the press and run it in. Notice we do step 2, which is the $5 script notes. Open up the press and take out the copy. Now these copies are wet ink. If I touch them, they'll smear. It takes approximately 2 days to dry. And if we have to hang these on lines, the lines are called fly lines. And when we hang these, we call them flyers. So the word flyer came from the print shop. Now meantime, we'll put them between sheets of paper for now. Later on, we'll hang them up. Now you're aware of uppercase letters and lowercase letters, I'm sure. Well, that came from the print shop. Here we have sets of type called sorts. By the way, you ever been out of sorts?
Yeah, quite often.
Well, the typesetter can't be out of sorts. Because if he's out of sorts, he's out of type. No, I can't be out of sorts. Now, top there we have the uppercase of sorts, and below it we have the lowercase of sorts. Uppercase, lowercase, not that easy. Uppercase and lowercase. That's why today you call it uppercase and lowercase. That easy? Any questions?
No, very interesting. Very interesting. So I'll take my indenture here. Right. And I won't sign. Yeah, right.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi there. Hi.
How many copies could you print in an hour?
I don't know. We tried. I guess we tried it one time. 2 people were running it. We tried to print what was called a token. The token quantity is 240 sheets of paper. And we found out that we couldn't print 240 sheets in an hour. It was a little bit much more than we could do. But they claim the old-time printers used to be able to print a token by a token an hour, 240 sheets of paper. That is really working hard.
Need a lot of space to dry it too.
Pardon?
Need a lot of space to dry it.
Oh yeah, that's the other problem of drying it. Right. But a good printer could print several tokens a day. Back in 1700.
Is it made out of oak?
It's Connecticut oak. Originally it was made out of English oak. This is African mahogany.
Very hardwood.
Well, we try to use hard maple, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Because hard maple had an affinity to water. It would warp. Hi, where are you from?
Oh, Farmington, New Hampshire, just by
Farmington, very good. Come right on in. We'll talk to you in a second. So we had to change this from hard maple to African mahogany. African mahogany has the least affinity for water of any known wood. And it will not warp, or does not warp anyhow. We haven't any trouble with it at all. But the one with maple used to warp so we wouldn't get a good print. And we had to keep taking it apart and resanding it flat to keep it printing. And it wasn't working very well. So we changed this over to African mahogany to correct the problem. The original one in Smithsonian Institute was made out of African mahogany too. That's why we got the idea of using African mahogany. Well, good afternoon. Good morning, I should say. Where are you from?
Farmington.
Oh, that's right. You're from Farmington.
We come up every so often.
You come up every so often?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to talk to you about the press we have. The press we have here is called a common press or a two-step press. It's an exact copy of the one that's in the Smithsonian Institute, which was operated by Benjamin Franklin in 1725. You'll print one copy at a time.
Where one of their letters backwards, like it looks like an F, but it's actually an S?
That's a long S.
Yes.
A long S. That's the script S. Came out of German script originally, and we don't know why. We have no idea why they do that. But if you look at this here, see what we have with it. Can you read this? Selfishness. And that's the long S.
Yeah.
It's called the long S. That's a capital S, uppercase S, or lowercase s. And this is a lowercase s.
Yeah, because I've heard that, and it was like, oh.
And then until about 1800s, they used the long S.
The long S, okay.
And you'll find that everything that we print is a long S is in it.
Okay, all right.
Good citizens of Portsmouth, on this Saturday, the 31st of October, 1789, you are cordially invited to attend a celebration honoring President George Washington. He honors us with a visit following his election to the presidency of these United States.
How long's the president staying? 5 days, according to what I heard. Boy, look there, right in that carriage. It's young Tobias Lear, ain't it? So 'tis. Imagine that. A Portsmouth boy being the president's private secretary.
Hear ye, hear ye. Please take your seats. The festivities, followed by fireworks, are about to begin. Please direct your attention to the Honorable John Sullivan, President of New Hampshire.
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Portsmouth, it is my esteemed honor to present the President of these United States, General George Washington.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am sensibly impressed with your friendly welcome to the metropolis of New Hampshire, and have a grateful heart for your kind and flattering congratulations on my election to the presidency of these United States. The interest which you take in my personal happiness and the kind felicitations which you express on the recovery of my health are peculiarly grateful to me. And I earnestly pray that the great ruler of the universe may smile upon your honest exertion here and reward your well-doing with future happiness.
Gentlemen, my name is Daniel Walker. I was not born in a log cabin. I was raised among the snowdrifts of New Hampshire. At 17, I was sick of mowing, and I made bad work of it. I complained about it, and I thought I was not hung right. Various attempts were made to hang it better, but nothing said. My father told me that I might hang it or something. Well, finally, I was on a tree and said, "There, that's just right." My father's purpose was to raise his children to a condition better than his own. So he sent me off to Dartmouth College, where I developed a gift for jazz. Delivered 2 or 3 occasional lessons while I was there. Especially if you forgot. The gift of jazz did me well. But the law. One of my first clients was charged with murder. I defended him well. Fortunately, he was hanged. I was called upon to argue a case on behalf of my alma mater before the Supreme Court. Having cherished a faint hope that New England would sometime get out of it. Miserable, dirty, foul, local politics. A search for proper character and principle. I want my father's law. To be known as children still. Having moved to Massachusetts, make an annual visit, my brother. And if ever I am ashamed of it, may my name, the name of my posterity, perish forever in the memory of man. You have no notion how difficult it is to find a Boston newspaper out of Massachusetts. We're not so encouraged with God. That's not right. I return to the land in much time. I would rather be here than in the Senate. I find it better company. We compromised on the floor of the Senate, the town meeting. No such disputes, there was sometimes you found men with whom everything was absolutely wrong, absolutely right. They see right clearly. They think others ought to see. As you will see in our town meeting, they have therefore none too much charity toward others
the bill conducting town business, and I don't see where there's any call for swearing.
Mr. Moderator.
What's the actions on which one I share?
Except Sundays, don't see nothing wrong with the young dancing their wife.
Dancing and business is two different things.
Seems to me whoever'd be running the dances would be business.
Still business. Never want dancing to go jack.
Seems that someone's dancing me up.
You're going to have to be recognized.
Mr. Moderator.
Mr. Avery.
Couldn't this town have something to do with Chinese?
The chair recognizes Mr. Shaw.
I'd like to hear what the selectmen have to say about it.
If you vote for square dancing, then you'll have square dancing.
Ain't right to rent common property for private use.
Mr. Pitts.
Here, I can figure, renting nothing until we vote.
What do you have to say for the donor? They don't call square dancing hog wrestle for nothing. They've been known to get out of hand. Constable ought to be on duty.
Now that's what I've been trying to tell you, damn fool.
Yeah, we'll have no name calling.
Well, you know the Scots.
Did you see the town
Second.
for the,
There's been a motion to move. The question by Mr. Stiles and seconded by President Shaw. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and I so declare.
Well, this is an 1850s, decade of the 1850s farm kitchen. And this is the washing machine. Now, the bottom of the tub is the same as what you see here. So we put the water, soap, and clothes in here. And this is the way you wash your clothes. I had the right idea, they just had the wrong power plant. We used to carry water up from the brook, but now we have a pump and water in the ice. The ice box has a 20-pound block of ice in the top. That keeps the food fresh in the bottom. The butter churn is a barrel churn. Pour the cream in here, stir this all up. That cream turns into butter. They didn't have salt shakers on the table. Each person had their own dish of salt. These were called salt cellars. Take a little pinch and sprinkle it on the food. And these pretty dishes were for your butter. Everyone had a dish for butter. When I make bread, I mix it up and knead it here on the dough cupboard, and when it's ready to raise, pop it inside. The red cupboard is a pie safe, and the children do these little pierced tin panels. And the best part of a pie safe is inside. Now we have a drink called Switzel. This was taken to the farmers when they were out in the hot, dusty fields to quench their thirst, and if you like, you may sample some.
these parts knows where Heritage is. Right over there, next to Storyland on Route 16 in Glen. A lot of people stop in here on the way to or from Heritage, and they always have smiles on their faces, too.
See? I told you, Horace. Since I was there some years back, I can't wait to get there again and see those real trout swimming in the Merrimack River, and the ghosts in the big mills, and that early Portsmouth scene with the printer, and the charwoman dumping slops on the street. I'm going to get my picture taken with that Civil War veteran. And...
That's okay. It's easy to get excited talking about Heritage, New Hampshire. Watch Daniel Webster age right before your eyes. Why, you can even hear your own echo at Echo Lake, or experience a train ride through Crawford Notch. And the kids can blow the whistle, too.
They sure do keep you busy at Heritage.
I can't wait to get there. Sounds like Heritage makes history fun, and you can get right into it. We came in here for gas.
Right. Hey, old-timer, how about filling our tank up?
There's so much to see and do. Fun for kids and me and you. Play a part in history. You'll come back again, you'll see. It's the place where history comes.